What beer do I want to try next?
Beer time with the beer man.
Nice. Hey, how's it going, everyone? How you guys doing tonight? Today we're from this beautiful world. All right, so we got Eric here. We got Thomas Metal 75, 7.5. Welcome, man.
Hola.
Thank you for being here.
Got it.
Yeah, this is the first of four IPA. Well, this is in its, what am I calling it? It's IPA month. Yes, I guess we'll stick with that. But today we're gonna do West Coast IPAs. And then I'll name off one for next week. And we'll just go through the styles, kind of like we did with Multi Monday, this, that, kind of learn everything we can about the style that we're drinking for the month. Yeah, so I think that'll work for us nerds anyway. Let's go ahead and bring up Thomas Metal 7.5.
Ooh, hello, everybody. All right. Brewed in the East Coast, but it is a West Coast style India Pale Ale from Trillium Brewing Company, people. Canned on the 2nd of, does that say September? Yes. This is called My Name is JC. I believe JC are the initials of the gentleman that founded the Trillium Brewery. So there you go.
Hey,
Collaboration. It's brewed in collaboration with Alvarado Street Brewery, wherever that is, and the Yakima Chief Hops. So there's your hops from the Yakima Valley over there for you. They are HBC 586 and HBC 538 hops. Okay. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. So and the 586 are the focal point coming from the Alvarado Street Brewery. This has got 2-row pale malt and white wheat. 17.20 for a 4-pack and 7% alcohol by volume. All right, enough of that. Let's pour it and take a look at said beer. All right.
Yakima hops, yeah.
Yeah. All right. It's a little darker to me, if that makes any sense, than a lot of the other hazy New England style offerings, because it's that West Coast look, but it still has, to me, it's got a nice kind of, it's actually kind of got this golden color. It's more lemony yellow, I guess, in the camber light here, but it's definitely got that golden color to it. And the bottom of the glass has got some etching, but it's doing its thing for days. Yep, with that one finger bright white head.
Nice.
All right.
That looks good.
Smell, if we're going that far. Smell.
Yeah, go for it.
Awesome. I've always thought throughout the 4-pack, this is the last one in the 4-pack, that there's some kind of a strawberry fruity note in there. I'm not really getting, I am getting a little bit of the pine resin, tons of grapefruit, pulpy, citrusy note, huge amount of dankness in the background on this one. I am getting some pininess, not a whole bunch, not a lot of a what's stuff you get. You get caramel and toffee, and you get the pine is what I always think about with West Coast style IPAs. I'm not getting a huge hint of any of those. This, to me, blindfolded, would not be a West Coast in the nose. This would totally be standard New England Trillium style beer. So let's give it a try and see if My Name is JC can live up to the can live up to the name of a West Coast India Pale Ale. Cheers.
Nice. Cheers, man. There you go. Cheers for you.
There's a little bit more of a piney, earthy, something's kind of dusty, if that makes any sense. That's like earthy, I guess. That kind of hopping bitterness to there. And it lingers around that earthiness all the way to the end of the sip, where it kind of starts to dry and linger around on the palate. You're getting that strawberry up front, sure. Almost like how you get it in a strawberry milk in a way, that kind of strawberry-ish flavor, or like the what are those? The not Jolly Ranchers, the Starburst, the pink kind of almost like that. And then you get a lot of that grapefruit and some pineapple. You get a slight amount of this caramel toffee, but what you're really getting is that white bready malt. You're getting a lot of that two-row pale malt. It has the white wheat fluffiness to it, and it's a medium body. It's crisp, clean, ultra refreshing. I think the way that they hopped it and how it's got that really dank, oily, earthy, kind of herbaceous note to it. Almost, I guess it kind of almost finishes like a tea, like a black tea in a way. I think how they're hopping the beer and how the hops and the bitterness are playing with the malts is what's making this maybe a West Coast style IPA. I mean, I'm going to rate this pretty highly, I think, overall at the end of the day here. However, as far as this being like a really good example of a West Coast IPA, not really hitting the marks. I want more caramel. I want more toffee. I want to lick the pine needles or something, or red pine sap or something like that. But great beer nonetheless. Highly recommendable, but not as a West Coast IPA. Blindfold, think of New England IPAs. This is hitting the mark on that note. So cheers on that.
Nice, man. Cool. Thank you. All right. Yeah, that piney kind of grapefruit thing. That's like seems to be the big thing for these Westies.
That was the style that was really popular before any of this New England IPA.
Yeah.
That's what got this whole thing rolling.
I can't remember when New England's came out, or I can't. Well, I kind of can, but
Eddie Topic came out in like 2008 or something, and then
was it? Yeah.
The world has never been the same.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, this is one I did on my last how old can you go show. It's a bottom cutter, but it's an Imperial West Coast IPA. It's an 8.2%. It's but from Bale Breaker Brewery. I think they're out of Portland or somewhere near Portland. No, they're out of Moxie, Washington, wherever that is. Somewhere near me. But that's their label.
Nice.
Bale Breaker. And it's a hop baler thing. Kind of cool. Yeah, these guys are more like grocery store kind of, like I guess they're still macro or craft beer, but yeah. So this one is the other one I had was a year and 3 months old, and this one is July 21st of 21. So it's like 2.5 months old or something. So we'll see the difference in the flavor.
Nice.
Definitely a Westie though.
So you said in your area that's sort of like a grocery store brand.
Yeah, well, it's in craft like bottle shops and stuff, but it's also in grocery stores as well. So yeah, easy to find. Yeah,
perfect kind of beer. That's easy to you don't got to hunt around for a white whale.
Right. And I mean that's a classic looking West IPA, West Coast. I mean,
yeah,
it's got that kind of caramel, almost pushing amber kind of thing going on, like a honey color or something. Nice half a finger head or so. 8.2. It's an Imperial, so nice rocky head, a little rocky on the top, but overall pretty foamy head, off white, I'd say. Not really leaving any, I guess, a little bit of cloudage there. We'll find out as I drink this. Smell it. Oh, this is so much fresher. So much fresher. Yeah, I'm getting the hops more on this for sure. Like the brightness, it's not all like broken down and cardboardy and real sweet smelling. It's got like that. Here's Bumpy. Cheers, man. Yeah, the other one, it was way more caramely and sweet and tea-like. This has got like a real bright thing going on. It's got grapefruit in the nose. I get the fresh kind of vegetal, like hoppy kind of the leaf hops, the whole leaf hops kind of smell. Just a real fresh, like a fresh garden of hops. It's really nice. It's got a little bit of a floral in there as well. It's nice. Yeah. I was just saying, Bumpy, this is the one I did, the last one we did on how old you can go, whatever show I did.
Oh,
And
yeah.
this is only 2.5 months old compared to a year and 3 months. So way better though, way better. All right, let's drink this. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh yeah, man.
Much
There's a
better.
big difference, man. It's not all like that real sweet tea like thing is gone. It's bitter. It's got a nice bitter. That's another thing with the Westies. They're so bitter. It's like punchy, piney, bitter, and almost chalky or something in the finish. And I'm getting that with this. It's really, I don't know, like kind of like a dry feeling in the back. It's really nice. The body is a medium body. The mouthfeel is just kind of a medium. Well, it's got medium carbonation. It's kind of soft, but it's got a nice rounded flavor between the malts and the hops. It's very, very well balanced. Very nice finish. I'm like super impressed. I thought this was going to be terrible, but because the old one was terrible, but this is really good. Definitely piney in the back though. Get a little grapefruit. You get a little orange. You get a little bit of other stuff like that. What's the other stuff like that? Yeah, but just a good typical double West Coast IPA. So I like this. Cheers. I'm done.
Cheers.
Welcome, Bumpy.
Sweet and to the point. I love it.
Yeah.
Like me.
Sorry I'm late.
You are fine.
I should have been here on time and went to pick up my order, and they ran out of pita bread. So they had to run to the store to get the pita bread to make my sandwich. So I'm bringing Dogfish Head 90-minute Imperial IPA. I don't believe I've ever had the 90-minute. I've had the 60-minute and I've had the 120, but I don't think I've ever actually had this one. So saw it. I figured I'd pick it up. It's 9% ABV.
Pretty beer.
And it's got a nice, tight, white bubbled head. Kind of a almost like an amber-esque coloration to the brew. It's very, very clear, well carbonated. It looks like aromas. There's a sweet like kind of malt, like a sweet bready malt aroma. Slight citrus note.
Well,
It's not like a spritzy citrus like orange juice type thing, but it's got this kind of nuance of citrus, but that bready malt still just shines through with it. Yeah, I could see pine in there as well. All right. Cheers.
do it.
Cheers.
Prost to New Hampshire. Yeah, all those things.
Grapefruit. I get grapefruit out of it.
9%. Yes.
The body on this one seems to be like a medium to a medium full. Carbonations in the medium realm. It does have a stickiness to the palate. Sweet up front with lots of sweet bready malt. So a little bit of like a caramel type note in there with the bread. I don't want to get to the bitterness yet, but I might as well because it's on my tongue. It has a lingering bitterness, but it doesn't seem like it's super like way up there in the bittering level. Seems pretty balanced out with that sweetness in the bitterness. So yeah, very balanced IPA. It's not harsh at all. That's the other thing. Yeah, I kind of get like a grapefruit and a little bit of maybe like tangerine or nectarine, something like that, along those lines. It doesn't go into that orange citrus note, just like I was saying in the aromas. But I'd say, yeah, a touch of pine on the finish. while the pine kind of comes in. It's enjoyable. I'm liking the way that this one is drinking. It definitely has that sticky mouthfeel though, so it is kind of a slow sipper on that front. It's 9% ABV. I would say the alcohol is not detectable. Enough carbonation in there. It's giving me the belchies.
Deadly beer.
The Belgian.
Yeah, I'll be thinking of a score for this and all that, but it's I think it's probably one of the the standards of a double IPA. It's just you get a lot of the same notes that you find in other double IPAs,
Excellent.
especially with that piney finish.
I can't believe you haven't had 90 minutes.
Yeah. Well, now I have.
Yeah,
Wow.
you've had it. Good.
I think it's always a price point. It's
Well, good
$15
to
for
Yeah.
a 6-pack of this, so it's just kind of like
The 120 is like 10 a bottle. So
Yeah.
it's like,
God, ouch. That's like
I'll
a
bring
bar.
that.
But
let's just go. We'll go like this.
Okay.
Don't matter who's on top. I don't give a crap. That didn't sound good.
order of the day, folks. You don't care who's up there.
Yeah. All right, Eric, man. What's
All
your
right,
thoughts?
Eric, man. All right, so we're doing the last content from the can. We're doing the my name is JC from Trillium. It's their West Coast style India Pale Ale at 7%. I really love that. What do you call that? 80s wave looking kind of look to that. Like you're in a nightclub in Miami in 1984 or something. I don't know. Kind of cool look. This would be good with Van Halen in the background. Any beer would be good with Van Halen in the background. I digress on Van Halen. But the beer is not a great beer if we're looking at new. The beer is not a great beer if we're looking at this thing as a West Coast IPA. Because for me, at least, the style does a couple of things. It has extreme bitterness. It has the caramel and toffee malts, and you're getting that piney kind of dank resin quality. So there's a lot of dank resinous quality. Some of it's a little on the piney side, but even at this point, not so much. It's got a nice pale maltiness, which is what I like. And now at the end of it here, as it's warming up, I'm getting a bunch of resin stuck to the roof of my mouth, which is kind of awesome. So that's sort of, I think, where they're going with this West Coast theme. It's very resin oily forward and focused. It's much more bitter focused than a lot of the Trillium beers. I will still give that for a really hoppy Trillium beer, one of the hoppier ones I've had. 93 is a really great rating. But if I'm going to rate this 100 for a West Coast IPA, I don't know. It might just get like a 75 or something. It's got flavors that are going in the West Coast direction. I think it needs a different set of malts in there to really give you that feel. It needs to be a little bit darker colored, like Bumpy's beer and Beer Man's, and give you that almost Werther's original kind of flavor. But other than that, solid beer, not a solid West Coast. So in the interim, in another hour, we're gonna go on to this channel and do the what the hell do you call that thing? Wild Card Wednesday. Stay tuned for
Nice.
that.
Cool.
If I can talk, cheers.
Cheers, man. What was your final score on that?
Overall, this is definitely a 93 beer.
93. Okay.
Rating gets 75 out of 100.
Cool, man. All right, Bumpy, what you got?
kind of bouncing between scores a little bit. It's not bad. It was a good first experience with the 90-minute. I think. I know it's kind of a different style. It's the same style, but this one's Imperial. The 60 minutes not Imperial, but I do think I actually like the 60-minute a bit more. It seems it's more that crisp and refreshing. This is more of a weighty, slow sipper. So it's definitely a different animal. But yeah, I think I would just stick to the 60-minute versus this one. But for what it is, like I said, it's pretty much like the atypical Imperial American IPA. It checks off all the boxes that you usually find. This one maybe a little bit less of that zesty citrus note, which I think would have made it more refreshing. It's kind of now I said nectarine and tangerine possibly. I'm thinking apricot now. It's kind of getting a little bit more of that sweetness and stuff. So I'm thinking more apricot with a piney finish. Where do I want to land this one? Well, since I'm kind of stuck on it, I'm gonna give it the 95 out of 100. I think it's a good quality, and it matches up well with a lot of other ones. There are some that are brewed out in the West Coast that I've had they had that real citrus, zesty, refreshing type flavor mixed with the pine. So that's where this one kind of falls short of getting a higher score for me. But overall, it's pretty decent.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, go ahead and give your shouts too. Yeah, that's a good beer, dude. I like that one.
My shout outs. After Dark Beers on Sunday, my channel, Bumpy Road Brewery, bring a dark beer based off of the malt profile, the grist. Then we got Malty Monday, following that up on Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. And we're looking at the wheat wine for this Malty Monday. So find yourself a wheat wine. It is a beer. It's not a wine.
Got mine.
Hey,
I get a Marco Polo from Alex going, I found one, and he actually pulls up a bottle of wine. I'm gonna
Okay.
EJ, on that one.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool, man.
yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
Here's the wine.
Got to fly. Good show, guys. Cheers, all. Finru, have a good day, man, or night, actually. I think where you're at. So you're in the next day, probably. Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah,
Cheers,
right.
All right. So, yeah, mine, I didn't really get into the bready or anything like that too much, but it definitely has like I said, a balance between the bready, caramely sweet, kind of somewhat of a sticky lip, but not, it's at 8.2. It's at the lower range of an imperial. It's not super duper crazy high hardcore ABV, but it's definitely a tolerable beer. It's drinkable. It's swallowable. And it goes down nice. It's got the piney resinous thing. It's got the grapefruit. It's got a little orange in there. I'm not really exactly sure. Maybe a tangerine or something, but it's just a nice average imperial West Coast style IPA. So American style IPA. Let's say this. We are going to do Wednesday next week. Let's do I can't think right now, man. We'll do let's do a New England IPA. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do a New England IPA next week.
Never heard of them.
Never heard of them. You guys better be able to bring one.
I won't drink this one.
6 o'clock Eastern for that next week. So I gotta try and find one. They're hard to find for some reason around here. Just kidding. They're here. No, but well, and then Tuesday will be a smoked Gouda, which I actually found.
Oh,
so
shit.
that was kind of hard to find one. They only had one, and it had pepper in it. So I'm not really, but that's all right. You get a gnat in there?
Uh-oh. He's all choked up. Oh, choked up. Woo-hoo.
Oh, I never gave a score, dude. My score was I'll score this at a 94 out of 100. Not bad.
Oh.
Pretty good.
Oh.
Pretty good beer.
Oh.
So it was like a 70 or 80, 79 or something, 75 or for the old one. So all right. Yeah, Tuesday, and then and brewery's coming along. We'll just say that. So
Yeah.
cheers, man. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for the panel being here. Thank you, Thomas Metal 75 and Bumpy Road Brewery. You guys rock, man. And,
First time on
yeah, first time coming up
Yeah.
for Eric here. So yeah, man. Burley, yeah, all you guys in the chat. I won't go through all the names, but thank you for being here.
Hello, chat.
So cool. Hello, chat. All right. So next week is going to be, what is it?
New England.
Yes, New England IPAs. Sláinte.
With salami?
Sláinte and salami. All right, so you guys take it easy. Have a good night, day, wherever you're from in this beautiful fucking world. And we are going to we're out. We're out. We're going now.
Goodbye.